Hey everybody, Hunter back again from Showtime Studios. Just gonna do a little intro video on a tutorial series that I'm gonna start on today, and hopefully all these guys out there that's been asking about this, not only to me but to other builders out there. This has become a pretty popular topic as of late, and I decided to go ahead and do my way of doing it. It's not the only way to do it. It may or may not be the right way to do it, but it's the way that I go about doing my techniques, and that's going to be on adding a vinyl top to your scale models. Now, what we're going to be working with is my 69 Camaro 112 scale, and I will be doing a full vinyl top on that because I've always been a vinyl top fan. I've actually had several of my one-to-one vehicles have been vinyl top, and my best friend's 67 Pro Street Firebird that we did, we put the black vinyl top on it also. So also have the experience in the one-to-one vinyl top installs, and I'm just going to show you my techniques and tricks that I use to do it on a model car. Now, one thing that before we get started on the tutorial series is this is a 69 body that I'm doing, and before anybody says anything, the 1969 vinyl tops were different than the 67 and 68s. At least from my reference photos that I've looked up, I've personally never owned a 67, 68, or 69 Camaro, so I don't know 100%. But I have looked up the reference photos, and the 69 seem to have a little bit of a extra molding and a different style vinyl top on them. That's not what I'm going for. Since this is a Pro Street car and it's individual, it's the way I want it to be. I'm going to go back to the 67, 68 style, and actually I will be pretty much replicating the 67 Firebird vinyl top that we did on the one-to-one car, and so I just wanted to let everybody know that before we get started, that I'm not doing it, exactly like the 69 Camaros are done. And we'll be using several different items here and there. There is a way of doing it on the 124th and 125th scale cars of using masking tape. It is an idea that works. I have tried it in the past, kind of experimenting with it. And it works pretty good. There's some cars where you try to roll the masking tape down over the compound curves, it will not lay down right. And one of the bad things about masking tape is over time it tends to want to come up, and that's something I cannot have on one of my models. So what I'm going to be using is a different type of product. We're going to be using the texture paint from Scale Motorsports. Now this stuff is not cheap. It's about $10 a can, $10 or $12 a can, and the can is about that tall. Very nice product. It works real good, and I have found that it works in the majority of scales that I work on, which would either be 124th, 125th. I've even tried it in 132nd, and it looks pretty good. A little too much texture for 132nd, but certain things you could get by with it. And I did a test spray for 112th scale, and it seems to work very well for that. So that's what we'll be using. I'll be showing you how I lay out everything and go about all the prep work leading up to it. And we'll be doing individual segments. I'm not sure how many it will be, but I'll have the camera on. I'll be doing the work. I'll show you what we're working with on this particular car. And we'll go through all the steps until we get it sprayed. And now the one thing also that I have to say on this is I'm going to go ahead and be spraying this with a gray texture paint. I also have it in the red that they offer. And my test spray that I did on my other 12th scale body that I think I'll put it away. Yeah, I'll put it away now. I don't see it. I did a test spray on the roof of that with the red, and it looked real good. But I will be using the gray on this one. And one thing that's going to happen toward the end of it is you will see the trim work already in place. I'm going to show you how I go about installing that, and that'll be scratch built as far as the molding for the bottom, the add-on pieces. And then we're going to be scribing around all of the factory trim that's cast into the car, and I'll show you why we're going to do that. And then we also have the bare metal foil that has to come later. I'm going to show you all the ways that I go about masking off and not getting any texture or anything on those particular items. And then when we're done with the video series, the top will be all gray. Now, the top is going to become semi-gloss black, but I will not spray that until all of my paint work is done on the car. And what I will do then is go in and tape it off before I do the bare metal foil, and go ahead and spray the semi-gloss black over top of the gray texture paint. And as we move along in the later on in the series, I'll show you the reason why I'm doing certain things and the steps leading up to them. So that's just the intro for the how to install a vinyl top on a model car. And like I say, it'll be in 12 scale on this one, but these techniques will work in 1/24 and 1/25. So hopefully everybody that's had a question or wants a different way to do it or whatever, will follow along with the tutorial series, and hopefully you can learn something from it. If you have a better way to do it and you watch the whole series or whatever, then that's great. I don't think there's a lot of how to install vinyl top videos up there. There is several different techniques out there, like the masking tape that I mentioned, and also doing it with stippling of either enamel paint or acrylic paints, and I've tried all those. Not a big fan of them. Too much kind of room for error, and the consistency's not quite what I want on my models. So with all that being said, I mean, really there's no right or wrong way to do it. This is just going to be things that I've learned over the years and how I go about doing vinyl tops on my cars. So if anybody wants to know how Showtime Studios is going to turn out a vinyl top, this will be the series for you. So we'll be starting on the first part of the tutorial here real soon, so stay tuned for that. Like always, I thank you for watching and supporting Showtime Studios, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.